Hi, why do we do this inner energy practice? Why do we spend time on this thing? Basically, it's mainly to feel and embrace this aliveness within. And this expanded energy often results in a deep feeling of peace, joy, and freedom inside. How do we do this energy practice? How do we experience all this aliveness and peace, joy, and freedom? There are two main roads to this inner energy mastery and expansion. In other words, everything you can do to experience this inner aliveness and freedom can be sorted out in two categories. Taoism calls these two principles the way of water and the way of fire, or the gentle versus the active approach, or yin versus yang. In this video, I'd like to brush a quick picture of these two paths. And in another video, I will describe some specific practices for each of them. First, let's start with the common denominator to any energy practice, your awareness. If an exercise doesn't require your attention or presence, actually, if it doesn't increase your attention or presence, it is simply not an energy practice. As simple as that. Now, let's differentiate these two paths. It's easy. The way of water stops here, meaning just being aware is perfectly enough. Your pure attention is all it takes. In other words, it relies exclusively on the power of your awareness. That's it. Whereas the way of fire starts with awareness and adds your intention to it, meaning you can decide what you want to do with your energy. Let's describe each of them in more detail. The way of water consists of two things, really. Do nothing and notice everything. Lao Tzu's teachings is all about that. Take no action and order will prevail. Eckhart Tolle also advocates this path when he says that the state of intense presence is all it takes. This old Rosicrucian axiom goes in the same direction. Accept everything, abandon everything, and in this way, renew everything. And quantum physics has shown that what is observed undergoes a transformation. So resist nothing and let this inner energy flow as it should, because it's not really yours in the first place, right? But interestingly, the easiest thing to do, that is doing nothing, is also the hardest thing to do, especially for Westerners. We are constantly interfering, correcting, denying, and never leaving this energy work as it wants. And of course, this prevents it from circulating freely, and it creates traffic jams. Energy tends to expand naturally, so why not trust it and enjoy it? In many traditions, this way of water is said to be more powerful, maybe because it excludes the ego, or it also reflects the universe's only objective, that is, to dissipate agitation. Here are a few examples of way of water practices. Anything done with mindfulness, conscious breathing, yoga nidra, body scan, listening to music with all your attention, eye gazing, ASMR, enjoying your inner energy, such as general tingling sensations, frissons, heart energy, sexual energy, just to name a few. Now, let's talk about the way of fire, which is the active yang approach. This is where you add your intention or will to your awareness. And in a way, this path contradicts a little the previous principle that says that nothing has to be done with your energy. I mean, it is true that nothing has to be done, but a lot of things can be done. To be honest, this channel would be thinner without the way of fire, with all these techniques and possibilities. This path is well summed up by this Qigong saying, the mind moves the Qi and the Qi moves the body. So this path teaches that we can learn to move and control our energy, body, the same way we've learned to move our fingers and control our body when we were babies. Can you force an expansion, create a contraction, or generate density, for example? Yes, you can. Sometimes it's not as effective as the way of water, but at other times, like clearing blocks and creating magnetism, it is more effective, I would say. Here are a few examples of way of fire practices. Both breath work any energy distribution, stimulation, and projection, Qigong movements, the Velo technique to reach the vibrational state, increasing tension energy or sexual energy, and so much more. Nancy Trivellato from the International Academy of Consciousness uses two concepts that shed some light on these two paths. She talks about paraception, which is an input mode, and para-action, which is an output mode. This is an interesting comparison I'd like to expand on in a future video. So what's the use of distinguishing these two approaches? First, it's great to know that just observing with intense presence is in and of itself a powerful presence, a powerful practice. Second, this fundamental distinction can help make a better choice between different practices. Thank you for your presence, and see you soon.